Yeah.
We share this one.
That's not fair. They can't even hear you guys probably.
Eric doesn't need a microphone.
No. He may not have that much to say. Hey, Eric, we're going to go out to the spec building after this meeting. Do you want to drive out there with us? At about 11 o'clock or whatever, we'll meet Josh Deno out there with the key. Been in. I think we need to go in and take a look. General. They'd have to build another $1 million building too. Yeah, they could be big, but
Obviously, don't worry about numbers today on your financial reports because you just got your department. So we always skip January.
Yeah. Okay. Good.
Plus, nobody should really be in trouble in the first month.
Oh, you think that?
You think that? And then,
knowing what county sent there for 7 years.
yeah.
Build it and they will come. You just have to be patient. You're just not patient.
Well, I
You
mean,
have to be patient.
at $5 million times, 5% interest.
All the mouth.
Well, I mean, you haven't been in my negotiations in the last week.
I'm just waiting until 10. Just to be. Hmm?
Okay.
It's 9:59. I'm just watching my phone.
Oh, 10 o'clock on my phone.
Perfect. Good morning. Thanks for joining us today. We'll begin our council meeting with the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We do have the consent agenda in front of us. That's the minutes and the transfers together. I would entertain a motion to pass both those.
So moved?
Second.
I've got a motion and a second. Motioned by Paul Ryder and seconded by Tracy Martin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. I will state for the record that all 7 council members are present. Good?
Yep.
Okay. We're on to the regular meeting. 2026 salary ordinance. Beth?
I have emailed you the copy of the version 2, which includes the matrix from the highway and the sheriff's department. It also includes the corrections that I made from the last meeting that we had. And also the front page is what we started a few years back. This was not signed in December, so Paul, you will sign as president
Okay.
on the first section of it, and then you will start on another, okay? Is there any discussion on it, or any questions that you want me to answer, or?
You feel good about it? Everything looks good in order for now?
To the best of my ability.
Okay.
It's very confusing.
Yeah.
I had to do some,
Did the matrices you received make sense?
I didn't
Okay,
even
that-
look at them.
well,
I
it's up
gave
to the
them
department head, so that's
payroll,
fine.
And she's worked off
Okay.
of those, and so if she has a question, she calls them, and then we correct it on ours.
Okay.
But I think once this is in here, it should not be corrected unless it goes before you.
Okay. Okay, so we need a motion to pass
Motion to
version 2.
pass the salary ordinance.
Second.
Okay, we got a motion and a second. Motion by Paul Ryder, second by Cody Martin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Job description?
Job description is for the deputy prosecutor, that was for the county. The only one that they've ever had was for the state, and they pay them from the state, but now your guys are paying them from the county. We didn't have a job description on file.
Okay.
We had the 40 and we had the part-time. So I gave them to Nick, he put them together, and I sent them to Kent Irwin. I got it yesterday, and then I sent it back, and got it this morning, and they only did a little bit of critiquing, and I think it's just like wording. It's not anything major. I gave it back to Nick today, and I don't see anything, so he said, or Heather said she'd be over if she saw anything.
Okay.
So, yes, it's ready to go. Then I will present it to the commissioners on Monday, or
Okay.
first meeting.
But we can go ahead and approve it today?
Yes.
Okay,
It's not the right order, but you gotta get her done.
right.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Description.
We have a motion and a second. Motion by Tracy Martin, seconded by Paul Ryder, to approve the deputy prosecutor position. Job description. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. All right, we've got the reorder, the ordinance 2026-20 or 101. Okay.
Me, that's.
Yes.
Kathy. I'm not sure that she was here.
Okay.
That is the ordinance for you guys to use for perpetuation fund.
Mhm.
We usually do that before the end of the year.
Okay.
So you've got it in front of you.
Okay.
We always do it, yeah.
Yep.
No, but I
You
saw it.
saw it?
Yeah,
Is
I
it okay?
put it together,
Okay,
so it's in good shape.
Motion,
This is just the authorization for her to spend out of the perpetuation fund, which
Okay.
we just, it's a formality we say every year. Yep.
motion to approve ordinance 2026-101.
I'll second it.
Got a motion and a second. Motion by Paul Ryder, second by Angie Brown. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
Do you have,
You don't have this one yet.
we can use that one, that's fine, go ahead.
Okay. Madison, you're up.
Just make sure I get it back.
Good morning, Madison.
Do the salary ordinance go in? No?
Yeah, wait a
Waiting
minute.
over there for
It's
that.
coming.
There's 3 different areas that you guys need to sign,
Oh, there is.
so I'll check it when it gets.
Okay.
3 papers coming.
Okay.
All right, good morning. My name is Madison Hoffman. I'm the Executive Director for the Carroll County Chamber of Commerce. I am here this morning for our 2026 edit request that we had made. The first commissioner meeting of the year, they had approved $75,000 of our request. We originally requested $95,000. I believe you all should have a packet that was delivered to
We do.
the auditor's office. It has a letter, and then we also had a graphic that hit on what all we kind of cover with our not agreement, but with the funds you prepare
No.
reward us. I'm sorry. And then we manage this Excel program, have some information regarding that, and then we have a couple of support letters that,
Because I need him to sign it as president, and
the
then
main
you will sign it.
reason we asked for these funds are we have partnered together, and we have been very grateful for the partnership since 2006 to cover tourism-related items. The county does not have a visitor bureau like a lot of other large counties do. So I believe it was agreed upon that the closest thing was the Chamber of Commerce, and so we have gone into this agreement overall. I would like to strengthen our partnership a little bit more. I'm open to suggestions for what all you would like to see related to economic development in the form of tourism that we do cover. I would be open to presenting quarterly to try and be as transparent as possible with you all as well. We do believe that this helps economic development in different categories related to tourism. We do ask for the funds for administrative and operations support with the chamber, tourism and marketing grants that we do give to local nonprofit organizations, and then large events happening with multiple businesses in Carroll County. Then we do some tourism and signage, which is related to magazines, putting things together that are events going on around Carroll County, and not chamber related items. And then our Biz Excel / entrepreneur training program that we present. So we do kind of ask for funds related to that, and that is what gets our total request that we have. In 2023, visitor spending in Carroll County reached $23.4 million, reflecting tourism's strong contribution to the local economy. The funds that we received are used to place information about our county in different statewide advertising sources and help spread the word about our county and events. A portion of the funds does go to a site for locals and visitors to explore, which is carrollcountyndiana.com. The chamber manages the website, answers requests, and manages the county calendar of local events. The marketing grants assist nonprofit organizations and local events by providing funding to bring visitors from outside the county. These efforts help local businesses and nonprofit organizations increase economic development in Carroll County at the local business level. A lot of times with having the visitors coming here, they're going to be spending money elsewhere. They might be coming specifically for an event, but they are going to spend money at gas stations, probably grabbing food while they're here. So they are impacting the local businesses and economy overall. The Biz Excel program has a class and loans, and I do have a representative who helps manage our loan. Her name is Amy Beachy. We have worked with her for about 5 or 6 years, is that correct? And so we manage low interest revolving loan fund for small businesses in Carroll County. We have received 3 federal grants, and we have awarded a total of $320,000 have been loaned to businesses in Carroll County. And then we also provide ongoing education for businesses through trainings, with one-on-one meetings, and training grants. And I can kind of transition that a little bit more to Amy to hit on the Biz Excel program as we feel this is an important need for our county.
So small businesses in Carroll County, you have about 93% of businesses have 19 employees or less. And a little over half, about 60% have less than 4 employees. So small business, a program like Biz Excel really hits those small businesses, really provides that support that is sometimes a gap in economic development. It's very specialized kind of support. So that's what, as Madison said, we kind of hit this with the things that we know small businesses need to grow and start, and that's funding, education, and a network of support that we've created through the program. So, this kicked off about 2021 during the pandemic. We got the first federal grant. We applied for 2 cents. We just were awarded another one this year, another $99,000 for the program. It's going well. The federal government recognizes that, so we're thrilled with it. We're so excited, and we're so appreciative of your support of it. And it's doing what it's supposed to do. We're creating jobs, we're educating, starting businesses, growing businesses, and you have support letters that reflect that here in your packet.
Thank you.
I believe that's kind of the information I have at the moment, but so any questions?
What was that $23.4 million number? What did that represent?
It was visitor spending in Carroll County in 2023. So there was a study done. I believe the EDC had kind of started getting that study created.
Oh, I see. Thank you.
I was going to say, I forgot to write that.
Another, if you didn't get the money, what would be the effects of it? I'm just curious.
So are you talking about the like admin fees or just like the money in general?
This is the 75.
The 75, the marketing grants would have to go away. We wouldn't be able to put tourism in outside publications. The website that is managed by us, the carrollcountyndiana.com, someone else would need to take that on. We wouldn't be able to manage that as our costs with it overall. The Biz Excel program, we would wrap it up essentially. So that would stop impacting getting the loans that we currently have. We would continue working with them, but once those funds are used, then we just have a revolving loan. So we wouldn't be able to do the business classes, do some trainings as well. So
The loans that go to the business people in the county would dry up, you're saying, or?
it would just revolve. We wouldn't
I
be
mean, if
getting
that
more.
would happen, they'd probably have to contract with me just to step in and do a loan. You know, there wouldn't be
Uh-huh.
any more support, there wouldn't be any kind of the wraparound services that go with it are really the most important, but I would assume that's what we would do.
Yeah,
Contract when somebody wanted a loan, I come in and do the loan.
Amy does a lot of work behind the scenes that even I don't see as well. She's going to these businesses, she's trying to find, she's doing one-on-one meetings with them, trying to find new businesses that we can loan money to. She's actively searching throughout the county, and we kind of give her some guidance with that. And then she manages all the paperwork that goes into the loan. She does the reporting to the federal government that we have to do. A lot of behind the scene work that we don't see.
So we'd have to pay you separate for that somehow.
Yeah, somebody would, I mean, I just have to step in and do the loan part. You know, basically, there's 3 parts of the program, the loan part would just be, everything would be done, but because it's federal money, you have to keep revolving that money at this point, so.
What kind of money do you have currently going into 2026?
Well, we have the new grant, so that provides 87,000 for loans, and then 12,000 for training and technical assistance. So that can't be used for admin like I do, you can't use that to run the program. It has to be used for grants and, for loans and training.
And I believe right now without pulling any of that money down, we're roughly 20 to 30 that we can loan out.
Yeah, that have been paid back.
Yeah, that have been
Yeah.
paid back in. So
Yeah.
we have wrapped up, I believe, 3 or 4 loans, and we currently have 4 or 5 out right now.
I mean, when businesses are able to borrow at a 3% interest rate, that's even business owners, and, you know, that allows you to see the support letter in your packet. That really allows you to do some things you can't do at a regular, interest rate, at a regular 10 to 12%. You'll see in your packet, there's the letter from one of the business owners says he's been able to create 3 full-time jobs from that 3% money. You save thousands on the interest rate, which is rare. I mean, as a business owner, I would love that 3% money. So.
And to kind of go back a little bit, shifting from the Biz Excel program, I really would like to hit a little bit more on the marketing grants that we provide. So I created a committee that reviews the grants that we get, and these are helping small events in local nonprofits put on county-wide events to bring tourism in. They don't have that current constant flow of cash coming in. So they can go up to $1,000 per event. That is a lot of money that they can do outside the county marketing that might not be available with some sponsorships. And because when you think about it on the nonprofit side, when they're trying to get sponsorships, all these nonprofits are going to the same businesses over and over again. So by giving them a little bit of cash flow that goes strictly just to marketing, that helps them get a further reach that they can bring more people in.
So you're saying that if you don't get this funding in that, so you're not going to do all these items on here, what would the Carroll County Chamber do then?
The Carroll County Chamber would be doing our member-focused items that I do on my day-to-day basis. That would be finding new businesses, helping them internally with the programs we provide. These are all additional things that are not related to the chamber.
So it would be more member-focused? You would
Correct.
focus only on your members?
Correct. And that is what a chamber does.
Yeah, you would just do normal chamber things.
Yeah.
Like with a chamber, this chamber is pretty progressive in the way that it's doing extra stuff, right? It's doing that tourism, it's doing the Biz Excel program. I mean, it's trying to meet those gaps in the community, basically what it is. So they would just be a normal chamber, right?
Mhm.
So if we don't fund you, and let's say I'm doing a small business, I come to you, it won't be 3%?
The loan would be 3%, but
So-
the extra, the education,
Okay.
the training grants, all that stuff would go away. I mean, all the extra, which is, we know why businesses fail, and a lot of that is education and training. It's usually not funding. That's a portion. But the important part of the business comes with the networking and the training part of it.
For example, if a business is having some financial, like figuring out how to manage their finances and struggling with that a little bit, we could provide with the technical assistance money, we are able to pay for one-on-one consultant with an accounting firm. So giving them that additional support that they might not
A
have.
restaurant, training in restaurants are so important. We have a restaurant consultant we use some of those training grants for that. We bring him in to work one-on-one with restaurants that might need a little help, so all kinds of things.
Having those resources that businesses might not know are available, and being able to provide that connection with the businesses and the resources.
Do you work with economic development?
Yeah, we serve a niche that they kind of don't, and they love that, because it's, like I said, it's kind of a specialized niche. Small business is different than, attraction or retention of larger businesses. So, yeah, they promote the program, they talk about it to people that come in. I mean, yeah, I think a partnership that is really good. I think that's getting stronger too.
I believe so as well, yeah. There are differences that we focus on, but there are initiatives that we do come together and work on to better the county, and just not even county related things. Currently we're working with the EDC to do a internship initiative that is going on with the new diploma requirements with the schools. So we're working with the schools, we're working with Indian Trails Cooperative, Economic Development, and the Chamber are all coming together to be the, put these together and educate.
Yeah, I think it makes
the
everything
businesses
better,
going on.
everything's stronger.
We try and work as much together as we can, but we are separate entities.
It's a lot of money.
It looks like to me this is on the agenda. It ought to come into a vote because, the commissioners approved it and they're asking us to fund it.
Did the commissioners approve it, or they just put it on our docket?
They approved 75,000 of their request. They dropped it down 20,000.
Okay. Where did they,
Now it comes to you.
out of your request, where did they take
They
the?
left that in your guys' hands.
All right, so I'm gonna put it back on you just a little bit. If we requested 75, or if we approved 75 instead of 95, where would you take the 20? Would you take 5 from each? I mean, that's obviously simple math, but, or would there be other areas?
Right. I would like to keep the marketing grants out at 15,000. There's one more I believe I need to pay out, but we give about 12 to 14 of those a year. So I would like to keep that pretty stagnant with that. Admin costs, I'd be flexible, dropping that a little bit as well. County signage would go down to 20, and then this Excel program, 5. So, yeah.
I get paid 35 in other places. I took the hit. I took 30. Not a great business decision.
I will say last year, we were grateful for what we were awarded last year, which was 75,000. And so then at that time, we took 5 away from each line item.
I'll motion to approve 75,000 and break it out how she presented. So, appears that the edit fund has 2.1 million in it.
Yeah.
And I did a 3-month comparison from last year, and that number's grown. So, I would motion to approve 75,000, split how she just.
And
Because
obviously,
you split it.
Well-
That's how it will be made out to.
Okay.
It's not gonna give it just a lump
Oh, no,
sum.
yeah, we appreciate that. So 30 for Biz Excel, so right from there. Tourism and signage, take down to 5. Keep tourism the same, and I would be willing to do 10,000 for admin.
I'll second it.
That doesn't add up. Tourism grant, marketing grants, what are you gonna have there? 15?
Yeah, go
Okay.
keep out the 15.
You didn't say
sorry.
that, so there, maybe that's it, 25.
Oh, that's why I skipped over it, sorry.
So that goes down to 25 and 20
getting 75 out of that.
So. 75. I was kind of confused on your tourism signage thing. You said take it down 5, but then I thought you said 25, so.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. I got 75, and we'll
Okay.
see if this adds.
And before we vote, I do think it's kind of the consensus of the council. We would love to see if there would be any way to get you guys to further your relationship with the EDC in a way that would limit you having to even request money from us at all.
Yeah, the hard thing with that is we report to, both of our organizations report to boards, and at the moment, I won't put any words into the EDC's mouth.
Sure.
But at the moment, I don't believe the boards are interested in, like, in a sense, merging, but we will
Okay.
try to work harder to build that partnership. I will also mention as well, we do have the Convention Visitor and Tourism Commission, and they are getting innkeepers funds from tourism that is related. But we've been collecting that for 2 years now, so we're still trying to build up that fund. So we are asking, because we're trying to build that up, but eventually we would like to transition most of these things to the Convention Visitor and Tourism.
How much is in that fund right now?
I think 52.
52,000.
Yeah, and that's within 2 years, and then we are working to get start spending that money. I believe we have at least 10,000 already spoken for with that, and so we're trying to expand how that 10,000 is going to be used to create a tourism brand. As of right now, we don't have one, so the chamber has been using that brand as that connector.
Okay.
They are hoping to create a tourism-related brand that can
Yeah.
kind of separate some things.
I have to tell you, I am not a fan of the innkeeper's tax at all. And here's why. I used to work at White Oaks RV Park. I no longer work there. I stopped working there in October. But when the innkeeper's tax came on, it's a 5% tax, which means every $500 that we sold, we had to pay $25 into this innkeeper's tax, which meant that when we needed to raise our prices, we weren't allowed to do that or able to do that because we had already raised them. So we took the hit on that, but we didn't get the money that we had to pay for the innkeeper's tax. And we didn't have any control over what type of advertising we did or anything with that money. And that's why I went off the board, because I wasn't a fan of the whole innkeeper's tax, and I would like to discontinue that.
I will ask, I guess, regarding that. Did you pass on that innkeeper's tax on to the customer?
Yes.
Okay. and
Yes,
so-
but what I'm saying is because we passed it on to the customer, we couldn't raise our prices again because that would have looked like we raised,
Double.
yeah.
Okay.
And so that
What has the innkeeper's tax provided last year for the community?
We have social media through Carroll County, Visit Carroll County IN, so we have worked with that. We have a lot, we updated all the tourism maps, which is like the trail maps, the countywide map. We have a lot of projects started, so we didn't dip into that as much, but we're in the talks of a couple of different projects that will take a portion of the funds. So it was like, with me coming into my new role, it really was a learning year overall and trying to grasp everything, learn my new role with that, learn managing the Convention Visitor and Tourism Commission as well. And in a sense, we were building those connections to be able to spend more money this year. So we didn't spend as much last year, but we are looking at how we can improve more, reaching out to the people that pay into the innkeeper's tax. What can we do? Get some of their input as well.
$50,000, that's quite a chunk of $75,000.
And I was reached out, like, through my Airbnb and that, and like, they wanted to do advertising in that, but they wanted to charge me for the advertising, and so that's why I'm asking what you're doing back for the people that are paying you this money.
Yeah, we're building a
And I
list.
haven't seen that yet.
Right, we're building a list of Airbnbs that, like, the people that pay into the innkeepers, and we are wanting to kind of get some meetings and maybe create something of like, what would you like to see? We are wanting to build that up, but as I said, this year was really a learning year for all of us. So we are in the process of doing that. I've already created a Google sheet, and so we are building on that right now.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. I believe the motion was made by Brady Wiles, second by Paul Ryder for $75,000 edit request for the Chamber of Commerce. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed?
No.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-3.
I see 4-3.
Who was the third one? Angie and Cody and
Oh, you're for no, okay.
I'm
Or
a no.
no.
Tracy?
Yeah. Thank you, guys. CCRD 2026 appointments.
Every year you have to reappoint for the redevelopment commission, and right now it's Paul and Cody.
We have two.
I'll nominate Paul and Cody again if they want to assume positions.
You guys
Like
good?
you.
I'll second.
I guess.
Yep. You're excited.
Second if you need a second.
Feel like I'm being voluntold here.
I said if you'll accept it.
I accept.
Okay, so we got a motion by Tracy Martin and a second by Brady Wiles for Paul Ryder and Cody Martin to be our appointments to the CCRD for 2026. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
Had your chance, but
No.
Yeah, you could have voted against yourself.
I don't listen to myself either.
It wouldn't have mattered, it still passed. All right.
who made the motion for the chamber?
Brady, with Paul second.
Second.
That's all right.
Thank you.
All right, additionals to be advertised, K-9 donations, 6302, and sheriff training, equipment and donations. Anything we need to know about this, Beth?
Those were advertised on January the 7th, so
Okay.
they're ready to go for your decisions.
Okay.
Motion to approve the K-9 donations and the sheriff training and
I'll
equipment.
second it.
We've got a motion by Tracy Martin and a second by Angie Brown for the additionals as listed. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. All right, and these are additionals to be advertised.
For the February 19th meeting.
Okay, and per Beth, the additionals to be advertised for the health fund, or for the health department, are funds that they have already
They already have it.
available.
They have, that's the balance of what you have in your fund, right?
It's not the full balance of
Not the full balance, but you have to be using that, and
Yeah,
they didn't.
but it rolls over.
Yes,
Okay,
and they didn't advertise for it.
and then just for clarity's sake, the rainy day,
We didn't advertise.
we
for
did
it.
not advertise that the superintendent, and then the social security and perf needs to be advertised out of there. All right, on your back sheet, we've got a list of encumbrances. Anything we need to know here, Beth?
All of these, I'm gonna talk about all encumbrances
Do it.
from the two meetings in December. I've
Mhm.
checked them all. I came across 4 that I needed to knock down a little bit. They didn't have enough in there.
Okay, and this
Um,
list reflects the knockdown amount?
No.
Okay,
The one is for the grinder. The bill was not as much as what he asked for, so that one, and I think I've already talked to him about that. And the Cume Cap vehicle, there wasn't, and I know what he did on this one is he rounded up, because I'm always telling him to round up or down. He can't do pennies
Okay.
and whatever.
should we know the adjusted amounts before do we need to vote on the encumbrances?
Yes.
Okay,
But they're not on here. You've already, actually, I believe that you have already approved the ones, and you told me to go back and check them all.
Okay.
So I'm just doing, I don't know when, if you have approved them or not, I'm just doing what I got here in front of me.
sure.
The meals, I had to we went down to 61,503.38. And then the radio equipment, the bill was only 7,800, so I had to do that. And those are not on here, I don't believe.
Okay,
They're on your agenda from last time.
okay.
And then the one from the health department, I increased it. I know that sounds crazy, but she needed more in her social security and retirement, so I increased it.
Okay,
By $70, $71.10.
okay.
How much did the grinder cost, do you know?
Yes, I do. $103,400. $103,400.
There we go.
That would be nice.
That would have been a lot cheaper.
Yeah, I was like, wow, that wasn't bad at all. I'd buy that
Jeez.
myself.
Save 100,000.
And he advertised for 120 because that's what the additional was
Okay.
before.
Okay.
I mean, it was nothing. And then we did take away one, the prosecutor came over and Heather stated she didn't need it anymore because we paid it at the end of the year, which we took out one
Oh, okay.
for the phones.
So do we just need a motion to approve the encumbrances listed before us? As listed?
Yeah.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to pass the encumbrances as listed in front of us by Paul Ryder, seconded by Tracy Martin. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0.
They are being encumbered at that amount that was changed. You've got to have them specifically know. Do you have those numbers?
Correct. I was just saying, it did say in the minutes, her auditor checking those and correcting, so I didn't know whether it needed another motion or not.
They are these changed, or are they
Because-
totally additional?
This is completely different. They're from
I would go ahead and
December 30th.
write them into the record, if you've got them.
Yeah, I've got them here. I can just put them in.
You've got several here that you have to
Okay.
put into the record.
But we don't need another motion?
I'd ask you to approve. I think.
Okay.
If there's-
So how does that need to be worded, Eric?
The motion would just be to approve the additionals that she's about to read.
Encumbrances.
Excuse me, encumbrances.
Big difference, yes, yeah. All right,
Oh, I'm gonna read them?
go ahead and read them.
Okay, the grinder from, the King Cap, the grinder was 103. You're making me say that number.
Just say 103, that'll help you.
103.
400.
Yes.
Wow, Paul.
And then King Cap is 6959.61. I'm just gonna do it that way because I got it written down on there. Meals was $61,503.38. The radio equipment, the bill was $7,800 and not what he asked for. And then I increased the health department to 71.
You didn't have a hard time today.
Yeah, I am. But that one's on here, so you've already done it.
Okay,
1, 2, 3, 4 of them then.
1, 2, 3, 4 of them.
okay, so we need a motion to approve the ones she just read.
I'll make a motion to approve the ones he just read.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion to approve the additional encumbrances that you just read by Angie Brown and seconded by Sherry Johnson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion passes 7-0. Beth, anything else on your list?
I just need all the things that I asked you to sign.
All the sign, okay, so no one leave before she gets signed.
Guard the door.
Okay, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make
So-
a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Got a motion to adjourn. Angie Brown and Paul Ryder was our second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion adjourned.
Thank you. Good job.
Are you gonna email those out to people, or are you gonna have to do that with your department heads so they know who their representatives are?
I love that. Yeah, guys, you do have your new departments listed ahead of you. We're gonna have Beth email the department heads so they know who you are, but feel free to touch base.
Yeah.
Hey, right by the fence is where I want that
Yeah.
put. You see,
You don't need to know that.
Up for debate?
before, yeah.
Yes, you
know,
do.
on the side road,
Yeah.
not on
He's
Summit,
gonna
but
see
on the
that
side
list. He's
road.
gonna flip.
There's Yeah, when it goes to the school, there's a spot there, just put it close to the
Yeah,
fence.
everybody.
Before the garage.
That's my health department.
Yeah, before
for
the
debate?
garage, you know,
Are they up for debate?
Beth?
yeah,
Thanks
outside
for
the fence.
recording.
There's just enough room for a trailer.
Everything
there.
you can debate.
Can we debate
Okay,
them?
thank you, bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, and I suppose it doesn't have to be on, department has, the department